The moment you step into Washington, D.C., you can feel something different in the air. It's not just another city. It's the pulse of a nation, wrapped in quiet dignity and whispered history. The air carries a mix of anticipation and calm, as if the streets themselves are waiting to tell you a story. You hear the distant hum of traffic near Constitution Avenue, the rustling of leaves along the National Mall, and the echo of footsteps beneath towering monuments that seem to breathe the spirit of America. Early in the morning, the city feels like a living museum, mist rising above the reflecting pool, joggers gliding past the Lincoln Memorial, and sunlight striking the white marble of the Capitol Dome. You realize this isn't just where laws are written. It's where ideals are tested, where millions have marched for change, where voices have risen for freedom and equality. Yet despite its grandeur, there's a surprising warmth here. A bus driver greets you with a cheerful "good morning." A student hurries past with coffee in hand. A couple pauses to take photos beneath cherry blossoms, their laughter soft against the hum of the city. Washington, D.C. isn't a place that shouts. It speaks in tones of reflection and hope. Every block seems to hold a piece of the American dream. Sometimes messy, sometimes magnificent, but always alive. Whether you come for the monuments or the meaning behind them, you'll leave with something deeper than a picture. You'll carry a sense of connection. Because here, in this city built on vision and perseverance, history isn't confined to textbooks. It's alive in the marble, the air, and the people who walk these streets every day. Washington, D.C. sits gracefully along the Potomac River, a borderless capital carved between Maryland and Virginia. It isn't part of any state by design. The founding fathers wanted a neutral ground, a place that belonged not to one region, but to every American. And that's exactly what it feels like, a city that holds the collective identity of a nation. Standing here, you're not just in a political capital. You're in the symbolic heart of the United States, where ideals are housed in marble and democracy is written into every skyline. Unlike other capitals built over centuries, D.C. was born out of intention. Its broad avenues and open spaces were planned to embody freedom, grand, but not intimidating, majestic, but approachable. The National Mall stretches like a green spine through the city, connecting monuments, museums, and moments in time. From the White House to the Capitol, from the Washington Monument to the Tidal Basin, everything aligns with an invisible sense of purpose. And yet, beyond the symmetry and grandeur, you find a city that lives, breathes, and evolves. One that hums with the laughter of school trips, the rhythm of festivals, and the quiet footsteps of early morning runners. What makes Washington, D.C. special is this dual identity. It's both a symbol and a home. Millions visit to witness the power of government. Yet over 700,000 people wake up here every morning to go to work, raise families, and live ordinary lives in the midst of extraordinary surroundings. It's a place where history and humanity coexist in balance, where every street corner whispers a story about what it means to be American, and, more deeply, what it means to believe in something bigger than yourself. Long before it became the political heart of America, the land where Washington, D.C. now stands was a stretch of rolling hills, forests, and the gentle curves of the Potomac River. In the late 1700s, when the young United States was still defining its identity, George Washington faced a challenge that went beyond governance. He needed to build a capital worthy of the new nation's ideals. So he chose this site, halfway between the northern and southern states, as a symbol of unity. Here, where Maryland's greenery met Virginia's open fields, a dream began to take shape. A city that would reflect democracy not only in words, but in design. French-born engineer Pierre-Charles L'Enfant was tasked with turning this dream into a blueprint. His vision was bold, a city of broad avenues, open squares, and sightlines that connected symbols of power with spaces for the people. He imagined a city that could inspire, a place where the president's home, the Congress, and the people's parks would coexist in harmony. Though his plan faced resistance and revision, its spirit endured. Every monument, every avenue you see today, still carries a whisper of L'Enfant's grand design, a map of ideals etched into the landscape. As the centuries unfolded, Washington grew not only in buildings, but in meaning. It witnessed the Civil War, the March for Civil Rights, and countless moments that defined the American journey. The steps of the Lincoln Memorial once echoed with Martin Luther King Jr.'s voice proclaiming, "I have a dream." The National Mall became not just a park, but a stage for democracy in motion. Washington, D.C. is not a static monument to history. It is history in progress, constantly rewritten by the people who walk its streets and dare to dream of a better tomorrow. To understand Washington, D.C., you have to look beyond its marble walls and monuments. The real soul of this city lives in its people, a mosaic of backgrounds, dreams, and rhythms that blend into something uniquely American. Walk through DuPont Circle on a sunny afternoon and you'll feel it instantly. A swirl of languages, laughter, and the hum of espresso machines. Locals gather on park benches to read, sketch, or simply watch the world pass by. Just a few blocks away, U Street pulses with the heartbeat of jazz, echoing the legacy of legends like Duke Ellington, who once called this city home. The music isn't confined to history. It spills into the streets, into bars and basements where live bands keep the city's rhythm alive night after night. Washington, D.C. is a city of contrasts. It's buttoned up by day and effortlessly expressive by night. In the morning, you'll see men and women in suits rushing to government buildings, briefcases in hand and purpose in their stride. By evening, those same streets transform. Food trucks line the curbs, laughter fills the air, and the aroma of international cuisine drifts from every corner. You might hear the beat of go-go music, a genre born right here, mixing African rhythms with funk and soul, a sound that captures the energy of the city's neighborhoods better than words ever could. And then there's the sense of community. Despite its reputation as a place of politics, Washington is surprisingly intimate. People know their baristas, their neighbors, their favorite jazz spot. They care about their parks and gather for weekend farmers markets or outdoor film nights. Here, diversity isn't just tolerated, it's celebrated. The city's culture is a living conversation between the past and the present, between heritage and innovation. In Washington, you don't just see history, you meet it, talk to it, and share a coffee with it at the corner cafe. If there's one thing that truly captures the diversity of Washington, D.C., it's the food. Every meal here tells a story of migration, memory, and identity. This isn't a city defined by one single cuisine, but by the blend of many. You can start your morning with a flaky croissant at a French bakery in Georgetown, have lunch with spicy Ethiopian injera and lentil stew along U Street, and end your day with Chesapeake Bay blue crab at a waterfront restaurant overlooking the Potomac. Each bite feels like a journey through the world without ever leaving the city. But there's one dish that defines D.C. more than any other, the half-smoke. It's a smoky, juicy sausage, half pork, half beef, usually served with chili, onions, and mustard. It's messy, flavorful, and unapologetically local. You'll find the best one at Ben's Chili Bowl, a landmark diner that has been feeding the city since 1958. It's not just about the food, it's about history. This was where civil rights leaders and artists once gathered, where stories were shared over late-night meals, and where the scent of chili and laughter filled the air long before D.C. became the polished capital you see today. And then there's the influence of the Chesapeake region, just a short drive away. Fresh crab cakes, oyster platters, and creamy clam chowder bring the taste of the coast straight into the heart of the city. On weekends, locals line up at Eastern Market, one of the oldest public markets in the country, for farm-fresh produce, artisan bread, and homemade pies. You can wander through the stalls, chat with the vendors, and feel the pulse of everyday life. Whether you're sitting in a Michelin-star restaurant or standing at a food truck by the National Mall, the spirit of Washington's cuisine is the same. It's about connection. Food here doesn't just fill your stomach, it feeds your understanding of the city's soul. To see Washington, D.C. is to walk through layers of meaning, each landmark a chapter, each street a sentence in the story of a nation. The National Mall stretches out like a grand green stage where the American story unfolds under the open sky. Here, the towering Washington Monument rises like an exclamation point of hope, its marble reflecting the sunlight and the dreams of generations. Nearby, the Lincoln Memorial stands in quiet majesty, where millions have climbed the steps to gaze at the statue of a man who held the country together through its darkest days. When you stand there at sunset, Looking across the reflecting pool toward the Capitol Dome, you can almost feel time standing still. But Washington's treasures go beyond its famous icons. Slip into the cool, shaded halls of the Smithsonian museums, each one a world of wonder, and almost all of them free. You can walk from the dinosaurs at the Museum of Natural History to moon rocks in the Air and Space Museum, or lose yourself in the power of art at the National Gallery. Every exhibit feels like an open invitation to curiosity. Yet, some of the most magical places in DC are the ones most travelers miss. Take a detour to Georgetown, with its cobblestone streets, colonial row houses, and waterfront where kayakers glide past at sunset. Stop for coffee by the C&O Canal and watch the reflections dance across the water. Or climb up to Meridian Hill Park, where locals gather for Sunday drum circles, a centuries-old heartbeat of the community echoing through modern times. For a quiet view few people know, visit Fort Reno Park, the city's highest natural point, where the skyline unfolds like a painting. In DC, history and hidden gems coexist. The marble may draw you in, but it's the small, secret corners that make you fall in love with the city. Visiting Washington, D.C. isn't just about where you go. It's about when and how you experience it. Timing is everything here. The city transforms with the seasons, each one painting a new layer onto its personality. Spring is perhaps the most magical, when cherry blossoms bloom around the tidal basin like pink clouds floating on the water. The air smells sweet, soft petals fall like confetti, and locals gather with cameras and picnic blankets to celebrate nature's brief but breathtaking show. Autumn is equally beautiful. The trees along the mall turn gold and crimson, and the cool breeze makes every walk feel poetic. Summer brings festivals and long evenings on the waterfront, while winter quiets the city, wrapping the monuments in calm and light. If you plan wisely, you can experience DC without breaking your budget. Many of the city's greatest attractions, like the Smithsonian Museums, the National Zoo, and public monuments, are completely free. A day of exploring costs little more than a metro fare and a good pair of walking shoes. The Washington Metro is clean, efficient, and easy to use. Grab a Smart Trip card and glide between neighborhoods effortlessly. If you prefer a slower pace, rent a bike, or take a stroll, so many landmarks are close enough to connect on foot. Accommodation varies widely. Hostels and Airbnbs for travelers, elegant hotels near DuPont Circle, or the Wharf for those seeking comfort. A mid-range traveler can expect to spend around $150 to $250 per day, including meals, transport, and lodging. For food, don't overlook food trucks. They're scattered all over the city, offering everything from tacos to Korean barbecue at around $10 a meal. And here's a local tip. Visit popular attractions early in the morning or during the evening golden hour to avoid the crowds and catch the best light for your photos. Washington, D.C. rewards those who take their time. It's not a city to rush through, but to wander, pause, and breathe in. As daylight fades, Washington, D.C. transforms into something quietly magical. The city that buzzes with politics and history by day becomes poetic at night, its monuments bathed in golden light, their reflections shimmering across the still waters of the reflecting pool. The marble pillars of the Lincoln Memorial glow softly under the moon, while the Washington Monument pierces the sky like a silent guardian of the nation's dreams. You can hear the gentle hum of cicadas, the distant laughter of evening joggers, and the occasional strum of a street musician playing beneath the lamplight. There's a calmness here that invites reflection, as if the whole city exhales at once when the sun dips behind the Potomac. Walk down to the wharf, and the mood shifts again. Neon lights bounce off the river, music drifts from rooftop bars, and the smell of grilled seafood fills the night air. Couples stroll hand in hand along the boardwalk, friends gather over cocktails, and the rhythm of the city beats softly in the background. The waterfront feels like DC's heartbeat after hours, a place where the serious lets go, where laughter replaces debate, and where the city remembers it's not just about power, but people. And if you wander farther into the neighborhoods, you'll find small pockets of warmth everywhere. In Adams Morgan, jazz spills from intimate bars, and the scent of international cuisine mingles in the air. In Georgetown, candlelit windows reflect on cobblestone streets, creating scenes that feel timeless. Even the Capitol Dome, standing tall in the distance, seems gentler beneath the stars. Washington at night feels different, not powerful, not political, but deeply human. It's a reminder that even the most serious city in America has a heart that beats softly after dark. Every great city hides a few stories that most people never hear, and Washington, D.C. is no exception. Beneath its polished surface and monumental grandeur, there are secrets and quirks that make it wonderfully human. For instance, did you know the streets of D.C. are laid out like a compass? The city's original design by Pierre L'Enfant divided it into quadrants: northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast, with the capital at the very center. If you stand on its steps, you are literally at the point where all directions begin. Yet, DC's map isn't just geometry, it's philosophy. The openness, the sightlines, the symmetry were all meant to reflect transparency and balance in government. A city built to remind its leaders that power should always be visible, never hidden. Then there's the story of the half-smoke, the humble street food that became a symbol of local pride. During the Civil Rights era, Ben's Chili Bowl on U Street served not only sausages, but solidarity, a safe place for activists, artists, and dreamers to gather. Even today, if you walk in and order the same chili dog that presidents and celebrities have eaten, you're tasting a piece of living history. And here's a fun one. The National Mall isn't actually a mall in the shopping sense at all. It's a grassy promenade where democracy goes for a walk. Locals joke that it's the only mall in America where you won't find a single store, but you will find ideas, protests, picnics, and poetry. Or how about this? There's a law that technically forbids building anything taller than the Capitol Dome, so DC's skyline remains low and graceful. No skyscrapers to steal the view, just open skies and monuments rising above the trees. It's these little things, these delightful contradictions, that make Washington more than just a capital. It's a city of meaning, humor, and unexpected warmth hiding behind the marble. As your time in Washington, D.C. comes to an end, you start to realize something profound. This city was never meant to impress you with size or luxury. It was meant to move you. You might not remember every name carved into every monument, but you'll remember how it felt to stand beneath them. You'll remember the hush at sunrise over the reflecting pool, the flutter of cherry blossom petals against your skin, the sound of a saxophone echoing down a quiet U Street alley. DC lingers not in your camera roll, but in your chest, in that slow, steady rhythm between pride and reflection. Because here, history isn't trapped behind glass, it breathes. It walks beside you in the marble corridors of the past and whispers through the voices of people shaping the future. It reminds you that democracy is fragile and alive, built not only by presidents and politicians, but by every citizen who believes in something better. Washington, D.C. is a mirror of that belief, a place where ideals and imperfection coexist, where the power of a nation meets the heartbeat of its people. So when you finally step away from the mall, looking back at the skyline glowing under the evening sky, take one last deep breath. You're not just leaving a destination, you're carrying a story with you. A story about vision, struggle, hope, and the beautiful complexity of a country still learning to define itself. And as you go, let this city remind you, every journey, whether across continents or within yourself, begins with curiosity and courage. If you enjoyed this walk through Washington, D.C., don't forget to subscribe to My City Journey and join us again next week as we explore another city, another story, another heartbeat of the world.